Oh, hello. Hi. How is everybody doing? Surprise Thursday afternoon stream. But Druid, I thought you streamed in the evening on Thursdays. I normally do, and I probably will. The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker must continue. Um, um, and look what do we have. We have a visitor. We have a visitor. We've got a thiefy. We've got a thiefy. We have a purr. We have a purr. Hope everybody is doing okay. I went to the store today, and that's all I'm going to do that's reasonably productive. It being the first day of my usual 3-day weekend, I wanted to not actually do anything resembling work today. So, we are on the Bullroar test server. I almost said temporary. Well, it's also temporary, but it's a test server. And I'm going to do two things in this stream. The first one, we're going to segment it off in the recordings for later, so people can watch the first half if they want to go through a walkthrough of how to appraise your LIs for LIs 3.0, which is why I'm in Rivendell. And the other is we're going to take a tour of Gundabad. One thing you may notice, my character, it says level 140. 140 is the level cap for Gundabad. And we're going to have a bit of fun. So I've already done a quick look-see for some of the places in Gundabad. And holy crap, it's amazing. So we'll take a look at that. And of course, Gundabad launches November 10th, in case you didn't know. And also, this won't pertain to people watching this on the recording later on, but tomorrow, Severlin, executive producer of Standing Stone Games, overseeing both LotRO and DDO, will be on Court of the Rings, answering your questions. So that will be October 22nd at noon Eastern Time. Get ye to twitch.tv/LotRO stream. And ask a question. Don't be a dick about it. don't be rude. Ask your questions. I mean, it's okay to be critical, but it's like, don't get personal about it. Just be cool. Say, hey, I don't like this about the game. What are you gonna do about it? Versus, y'all suck and you don't need to have jobs kind of deal. That doesn't help anybody. So don't be toxic. And we'll have some fun. Okay, so first of all, huge disclaimer here. I am not gearing this. We're going to be discussing Legendary Items 3.0. What do you do to navigate what the hell to do with your LIs? Okay, so we're going to do that with this character, and this is my main. So she's going to get the most benefit out of what I did with my LIs before. The first thing to understand out of this is, number one, what you get out of appraising your current LIs will depend entirely upon how much you put into them previously. So if you maxed everything out to tier 83, 71 deeps and then 83 for all of the secondary legacies on an imbued LI, you're going to get the most payout, right? If you also had up to the 10 extra slots of, trash LIs set there to get rewards out of, you'll get more, okay? Hi. It's my cat. Little kitty. However, one thing I want to be very pointed about saying, if you are not intending to be a raider, like a regular progression raider, you don't need to worry all that much about this process. Okay? One of the threads of the conversations we saw leading up to LIs being on Bullroar, and also since they came to the live servers, is that people are like, well, you need to max everything out. I'm here to tell you, no, you don't. Again, unless you want to be at the top tier rating, the T5 stuff, you don't have to squeeze every last segment of DPS or healing or whatever out of your LIs. Okay? As long as you have a basic understanding of your class and your spec, and you know what kind of skills you like to use, you'll be okay. The main thing is to just follow the process and think, spend a little time thinking about how you want to do things before you do them. And so, yeah, a little bit of planning will go a long way, or a little bit of, before you just click, just, spend a little time and say, okay, well, I like to use this skill a lot. So I want to make sure this skill is as powerful as it can be. Versus, that's a solid way to think about it. Versus the other way to think about it, that I must do this, and this to make sure that my LI is maxed out so I can, do whatever. Again, if you're going for the top of the line, go for the min-maxing stuff. Have fun with that. This is not going to be really for you. Okay? This is for folks who may not have ever engaged in the previous 2 LI iterations because it was too damn confusing. And it's for folks who are more interested in setting up their own personal build versus strictly following what the min-maxers are doing. Again, nothing wrong with min-maxing. If that's your jam, have fun with that. But I'm not here for that sort of thing because I can't speak to that knowledgeably, and I'm not even going to try. I will speak to what I know about and how I play the game, because the number one rule of playing LotRO or any other multiplayer game, if you are completing the content that you want to complete at the level you want to complete, and you are having fun doing so, you are doing it right. There is no wrong if you're doing what you want to do and you're having fun doing it. As long as it's not affecting anybody else, it's nobody else's damn business how you play the game. That being said, again, if you want to regularly run in a group, you do have to consider everybody else in the group and, the interpersonal dynamic sort of situation, and making sure the group has the appropriate meta grouping and skills and etc. gear level to be able to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish as your group. Whether you're doing like 3-person fellowships, 6-person fellowships, 12-person raids, 24-person raids. Again, if you're going just for yourself, don't worry about what the min-maxers are doing and what the overall meta is. Your class is viable for any landscape content. Soloing instances, for the most part. Actually, no. Soloing instances, every class and spec should be able to do that. And in fact, that is the number one priority for Standing Stone. That has been posted a couple times by Reninia, the producer. So that's how we're going into this appraisal process. We're not going to, go for the uber best tweaking of the thing. It's like, I know how I like to play my character. I know what skills I like to use with my character. So I know kind of what I'm looking for out of this appraisal system and out of the setting up of my new LIs. So again, we're on Bull Roar, so this is all testing stuff. And the good thing is I get to practice with my character without breaking her on live. So this will be good. I have already run a couple of characters through the process. In fact, I did my hunter over on Honor last night. And one thing I will tell you is it's a hell of a lot less stressful doing it off stream. Because I had time to think about what I wanted to do. Had some time to compare things. I wasn't having somebody talk in my ear telling me, oh, you must do this, you must do that. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. This is how I want to play my character. What I'm doing has no effect on what you're doing. We're not grouping together, so leave me alone and let me do my thing. And that's a perfectly valid thing to do. And I want to stress that. If you are not grouping with other people, and you're not interested in being the best of the best of the best with honors, sir, then play and make your choices based on what you want to do, what skills you like to use as your character. Like, for example, for me as a champion, I love my Devastating Strike. Okay? I will do whatever I can to make Devastating Strike even more devastating because I love that skill. Now, it may actually be one of the best choices for a champion to do. I don't know, don't care. I like it. It goes well with my rotation, the way I play. And the way I play, I'm having fun. So, again, you can say what you want or do not want out of the system. Again, I will stress, if you want to min-max, definitely talk to the min-maxers and listen to what they're saying. But also be cognizant of the fact that there is not one number one right way to play any class or character. There are ways to improve what you're doing, to squeeze a bit more out of it, but there are options there. You don't want to be a cookie cutter. Cookie cutters are boring. Unless you're making cookies, then they're cool. But we're not making cookies here. We're creating a system to let you enjoy your character under the new LIs. Okay. That being said, how do you start this? Okay. Number one, if you are just getting to Moria, level 45 or higher, going to face the Watcher on the water, you will be directed into a thing to get your first LI. Now, Standing Stone has already acknowledged one of the failures of the system is that there aren't any in-game tutorials for it. However, they have added yet. My understanding is that they are working on them and hope to get them done soon in the next couple of months, few months, early in the year kind of deal. So, if you're an experienced user who has been beyond Moria, then it's not something you necessarily have to worry about, but I'll take you through the steps and just show you kind of what we're going to be looking at and show you what you get out of an appraisal. Again, my character is not maxed out. So here are my LIs. I mean, I did put some effort into my one-handed weapon. But as you can see, I didn't max out the secondary LIs. The secondary legacies. And again, this one is not maxed out either. It's pretty solid, but it's not maxed out. And then if you notice, I also have these other LIs sitting around. Again, look at these, not maxed out to anything. So I have 4 LIs that I can appraise, and then I've got a bridle that is maxed out with 1 star. Apparently, these upgrades, the stars don't really matter in terms of what you get out of an appraisal. So all those times you use starlit crystals on these, well, whatever. So your old LIs are frozen. You can't add to them. You can't do anything with them. If you still have them equipped, you can still use them. The main thing is you cannot currently mix and match new LIs and old LIs, with the exception of bridles, because bridles are weird. Bridles really did not get anything done with the new system, so I would say you get what you get, don't worry about it. Again, don't fuss about it. They will do something with it again in the future. Alright, so I have this junk LI that I just leveled to max beforehand, so what you're going to do is you're going to come to Rivendell, okay? If you're doing the level 45 going to Moria, level 50 quest to get your first LI, it will send you where you need to go in the quest. However, if you're above that, you start in Rivendell. However, at any time, you can go in here and you can appraise your item, and it will tell you what you get out of it for the currency. Now, one thing to also understand is if you had other LIs, as long as they're slotted up here, and you notice these are unlocked, but they used to have the points icon on them because I didn't have them unlocked. You can't slot anything here, and you notice like there's, these are blank. So you can't slot anything here, you can't do anything. But the only LIs that you can appraise are ones here. So for example, if you had some junk LI sitting in your inventory that you hadn't actually put in your thing, that's a mess, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to clean this up because we're going to need the space. And I'm just going to throw stuff away because, again, this is bull roared. It doesn't count. Yes, I will cancel that quest. I don't care. Again, these are just old pieces of gear I picked up that I want to use for cosmetics, but my wardrobe is full. All right. Ah. So what you're going to do is you're going to select your item up here on the tab. If the item is able to be appraised, you will have this appraise item button down here. And notice, classic LIs can no longer be slotted, modified, or advanced. They can still be equipped and used. Appraisal will give you currency that you can spend at the Archive of Traceries in Rivendell to advance new items. Okay? So, this is my old junky Champion's Axe. You know, a lot of people would slot secondary LIs to grind the legacies they want. I kind of feel bad for the people who did that because this system pretty much throws all that work away. But we're going to appraise the item, and it's going to give us some currency. Okay, so what do we get? We got 50 level 121 Enhancement Runes. Ancient Script, which is the main currency used for this system. You got an Enhancement Rune, level 121. And 5 Shattered Morgul Traceries. And we'll show you what each of these items will do. The number one thing to bear in mind is Ancient Script will go into your wallet if you got one. If you cancel, it won't give you the goodies. So we're going to claim them, and they pop down here. Now, one thing to bear in mind is the Ancient Script has a cap. That cap is 10,000, and it's server-wide. Okay, so on Landreval, I'm going to break this level cap, cap, unless I spend it down. All right. You can exceed the cap when you appraise an item. However, if you're in the middle of appraising things you haven't spent down below your cap, and then you go do a bunch of quests that reward Ancient Script, you will not get that Ancient Script. So beware, be cautious about that. So again, you can go over the cap if you're appraising, but it's like adding things to the wardrobe when your wardrobe is over full. You can't add new stuff, you can take stuff out. All right? And if you transfer stuff in from another server, you can overstuff your wardrobe. So it's the same basic concept, but you want to be careful about it because let's say you're going to do a quest and you really want that, that extra script. Well, you need to go spend some first. So, as you notice, the Ancient Script is green, which means it is technically account-wide. So what that means is if you choose to spend the 495 LotRO points to transfer shared storage from server A to server B in the same region, for those servers that it's eligible for example, Shadowfax and Treebeard, you're out of luck. You can't transfer anywhere. Honor, I think, can only transfer to any of the old the NA or EU servers. So if I wanted to send this to Crick Hollow from Landreval, spend the 495 and it'll happen. So again, you want to be careful when you're doing that. So let's say you've got characters on a server you don't play that often, or you're consolidating all your characters, your eggs into one basket. You can appraise your items on those other servers for characters you're going to abandon or just not play, and spend your 495 points, send the goodies over to your main server, and profit. But again, the cap is there, and Standing Stone has explained, as with any of these currency caps, it's so people don't just stockpile this shit. Come on. Think about it. Think it through. So the idea is don't stockpile it. Use it or lose it. Spend it so that when you go through questing, you will be able to get more ancient script and you can then use it to do things. So, all right, let's continue appraising my items. And again, this character is a little higher than average, I would say, in terms of the power scale. I didn't do a lot of... Don't do raids for the most part. And again, there's no crime in doing that, though I understand that it's fun to do the raids because I do raid in other games. So the notion of raiding is not anathema to me. It is, it's just something I don't do in LotRO because I don't have a regular raiding group. And what I, spend my time doing, I can't commit to it. I have a job and a half, right? It's been a few days since my birthday and I still haven't called my mom back. So that's how busy I am. But hey, why are you busy? What are you doing here? Because Bull Roar is only open until 3 o'clock tomorrow, so I won't have the opportunity to do this on my show tomorrow on the official. So here we are. So I've appraised this item. You notice the button is gone, but the item is still there. Okay? So here's the thing. Once you appraise your old allies, you can throw them away if you want to. Okay? One of the things to bear in mind is your old allies will no longer grow with you even if you don't appraise them. So basically appraise them, and the only reason you might want to keep them is sentimental reasons or if you like the cosmetic appearance of it. If you don't like the cosmetic appearance and you're not particularly enamored of it for sentimental reasons, because a lot of people like to keep stuff from like super old days, like, I don't know, travel rations, just because you can't get them anymore. Do as you will with them. But basically, once you appraise them and claim the currency, they're clogging up your inventory. So make your decision based on that. All right, you can also appraise your bridle. And we get some more runes, and we get some more Shattered Morgul Tracers, and I'll show you again what each of these things are good for. I always want to click the button on the left for some reason. Alright, so that's done, and let's get this. This is my old 3rd Age ally. It was imbued in a bad state. So again, if you did a bad imbuement, and you screwed yourself on imbuement back in the old days, you're kind of stuck with what you get. But I think one of the things is the currency you get out of these, especially if you have a couple of spare allies to throw into the mix, you're going to get enough to what you want to do. Unless you're raiding, which means you probably need to have a certain higher level of return on your stuff. So basically, if you were top tier raiding before, you're going to get stuff to make top tier ratings allies now. Also, the fact, one of the things that has gone away is weapon swapping. Weapon swapping is dead. RIP. Which means there's a lot of folks who go multiple allies because they could do one ally and then swap in combat and do another ally and just basically maximize, super max out their output. Good for you. I'm not saying that condescendingly. I'm like, you figured out the theory crafting, you win. I respect that. But Standing Stone never liked that, apparently. So they have set this up so you really shouldn't need multiple allies, except for that very, very top 0.5% of raiders who are going for like the T5 ship. Okay? Because for us lowly casual, I really shouldn't say lowly because we're not lowly. We're valid members of the game just as same as anybody else. So if you were top tier rating, you're going to get stuff to make top tier allies in the new system. Okay? You're going to get enough currency to be able to do that. Alright. Let's appraise this bad boy. Again, this was my offhand... Wait, did I do this one? No, I did not. Alright, this one gets me some more ancient script. I'm going to claim it. And you notice I didn't get any Shattered Morgul Traceries out of this. You're not always going to get top of the line out of things. So I've noticed that on my class item, I don't generally get these traceries. But that's okay. That's okay. Alright. Now let's do... This is my two-hander first stager. And fun fact, first, second, third age in the old system doesn't matter. Whether it was maxed out and you spent all your points on your main DPS legacy or main healing legacy is what really matters. Alright, let's see what we get out of this. Got some Shattered Morgul Traceries. Some of the same stuff as always. Alright, and the game will tell you, hey, you're currency capped. Oh my god, I'm over the currency limit. So if I go do a quest, I won't be able to add more currency to this until I spend down. But that's okay, we're about to do that. Alright. Here was my first stage, maxed out as good as I could get it, rune. And I get all this happiness. Woohoo! Claim all of that. And finally, my actual main... Look at that, it's gold, it's pretty. So yeah, I still had like 20 levels to put into this, and you know, again, if you're not intending to go top of the line, you don't have to worry about it. Okay? I want to stress that and make sure the folks are aware that unless you want to go top of the line, you don't have to worry about, oh my god, I didn't completely max out my allies to where all of those are gold. It's fine. Alright, let's appraise it and see what I get. Again, it looks like a lot like what I got before. So, out of 6 allies, they were all maxed out for what they were. Their main, thing was, I could have put more mithril coin into them, but okay. So, what I wound up getting total is 23,700 ancient script. 234 Scion runes of enhancement, 1,289 purple enhancement runes, level 121 or higher, and then 29 fragmented Morgul traceries. Now, gonna toss a huge caution out to you here, people. You will want to be careful as to what level you are when you do your appraisal. And I'll show you why. Because it will determine what kind of traceries you get out of this. And you want to make sure, for example, if you're close to level 120, wait till you're 121 before appraising. Again, your level 119, kitted out LIs will still work in content until you hit 121. So you're fine. So if you're 120, wait until you're 121. If you're like 115, you want to wait. And we'll show you what the tiers are. So let's go into, okay, well, I got this shit. Now what do I do with it? You go to Rivendell. You come into the last homely house. You're going to go up the stairs that nobody has ever gone up unless you're a high elf and came out of here. So we're going to go up here. We're going to go to the left-hand stairs, not the right hand, to go see Elrond. Elrond can kiss my butt. Okay, and by the way, if you go upstairs, you can go to the place that the High Elf intro ends in, that you can go fishing in there. So you come down here, and you're going to come to Gobeth Tithian? I don't know how to say this, but that's okay. And this is the Archive of Traceries. Alright, you're going to go in here, and there's going to be people here that might be lag. Hope, and the good news is, Standing Stone made it so that it does layer, so good times. Alright, so you're going to talk to this very nice lady who has no name. Her name is Legendary Weapons Class Items. Okay. If you notice, this library has all kinds of names: Bjorning Traceries, Warden Traceries, Loremaster, one for every class, including Brawler. Look at that. We have the second room of Word of Power Traceries, Word of Craft, and Heraldric Traceries. So we're going to come back to this room first, and then after we pick up something. So, I'm going to talk to... Wait, did they put the things in here? Let me check. They did! Okay. In live, these symbols on the plaques aren't there. The ones out here are, but the ones in there are not. But they will be coming to live soon, I imagine. Anyway. Talk to this nice person. Okay, and you have two choices. You can barter items, or you can reforge. So your old reforgers will be repurposed to be able to reforge current allies. All right, and so what we have is our drop-down box. We have 4 pages of ally weapons, and then 1 page of legendary class items, scroll and enhancement runes, and then more enhancement runes. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is get yourself some allies. Again, most people are just need 1 weapon and 1 class item, or if you're a hunter or, you know, one of those classes that have 2 weapons. So as a champion, I'm going to scroll down to get a champion item, which is on page 2. Alright. Now, these allies have different cosmetic appearances than you're used to seeing. So let's go actually take a look at the cosmetic appearances because I haven't seen them yet. Alright. Oh, that's pretty cool. A Bjorning axe. That looks like it's gonna hurt. You got a club. You got a dagger. That doesn't look like a Bjorning dagger. You got a spear. That looks like it's gonna hurt. And a great axe. Elda with the resub. Hello, Elda. Welcome. Alright. Got a great club. Nice cudgel there. You also have the Brawlers Battle Gauntlets of Legend. So Brawlers have their first LIs. Those look pretty badass. I ain't gonna lie. Those look pretty nice. Alright. And then you got a Burglar Club. Wait, does the Burglar Club look like the same as the Bjorning Club? It does not. So each class has unique cosmetic appearances. That's actually really nice. Though I don't think that's new. There's a mace. And we're going to go through all of them because I want to look at them. Now, if you want to keep the old cosmetics, don't throw away the ones that you currently have. There is no ETA on when the old cosmetic appearances will return to the game. Captain's Club of Legends. Everything is of Legends. And you notice there aren't anything telling you there's like different levels. They're all the same. Okay, this is the Captain's Hammer. Captain's Mace. Wow, that looks like that's gonna leave a mark. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Is that horse heads on it? Kind of horse heads. Kind of horse heads on the pommel. Or on the hilt. Alright. Ooh, hang on, hang on. Hang on. Look at that. I actually like that. The wings. Anything that's got wings on I always like, so. Okay, that's the Captain's Great Axe. Alright, Captain's Great Club with a little star on it with a skull. That's, maybe it's the sun. Well, it's the sun. With a skull face on because the sun will murder you. Captain's Halberd, that's basically an updated skin. That's not entirely new. Captain's Hammer looks pretty cool. Captain's Greatsword. Honestly, looks like a foam sword you get at Ren Fair, but that's okay. Captain's Axe with the eagle beak going into it. Kind of weird, but cool. Alright, Captain's Club of Legends. Captain's Dagger. Champion. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the Champion's Dagger. Oh, that was. Wait to back up. The Champion Axe. That's gonna be great for my Dwarf Champion, I think. Yeah. Champion's Club. Champion's Dagger. Champion's Hammer. Champion's Mace. That looks painful. Champion's Spear. I don't actually know any champions who normally use a spear. Okay, Champion's Sword. Okay, that skin has definitely been used before. Because I have that one. My minstrel uses as her weapon. Okay. Champion's Great Axe. Champion's Great Hammer. Champion's Great Sword. Not a fan. All right. Guardian Axe. Guardian Club. Guardian Dagger. Guardian Hammer. That's kind of pretty with the 2 different colors of gemstones on it. Yeah. The Guardian Mace. Guardian Spear. Guardian Sword. I like the Guardian Sword better than the Champion Sword in terms of appearance. Alright. Page 3. Guardian Great Axe. I've seen that one before. And that might be an altered version of something before. Yeah, I've definitely seen this club. Oh, look at that. That's a hammer, boys and girls. I like it. That looks like that's going to knock somebody into next year. I like it. Okay, Champion's Greatsword. I'm sorry, Guardian Greatsword. Again, that's a reused skin. Ooh, I like the blue on that one. Surprising absolutely nobody. I like the horse design, the horse etching on the blade. That's also cool. I think my hunter might use, one of my hunters might use that. All right, the hunter's bow looks like this. There's also a club. Again, each one does not seem to be like, each of these designs are unique. So it's not like the burglars is also the same as somebody. Yeah, it's a goat. Your crossbow looks like a goat. All right. Then a dagger. Then a hammer. Some of them are actually more colorful. I really like them. That's the mace. The spear. Tasty. Hunter's sword. That looks like something you'd want to do pull-ups on, right? Okay, Loremaster Staff. Come on. Oh, I did hit the button. Duh. Okay, that's probably a touched-up, reused design. I remember seeing that one before. A mini club. Kind of like it, actually. A mini dagger. Mini mace. Mini sword. And Runekeeper, y'all just got a coffin. You get to hang on to a coffin. I feel bad for Runekeepers because they don't get any... Oh, there's a fire. Well, the stones do look kind of different. Alright, page 4. We've got... well, it looks like the lightning folks get screwed on this one. Alright, Warden Axe. A Warden Club. Yeah, I've seen that one before in game. A Warden Dagger. Warden Hammer! Yeah, I think I actually threw one of those away the other day. Alright. Warden Javelin. That's interesting. A Warden Mace. A Warden Spear. A Warden Sword of Legends. Yeah, I think that's the normal one-handed first stager on the roving theory. Okay, we got a Bjorning Carving. A Brawler's Stein. I love the fact that the Brawler's class item is a Stein. That just kills me. I love it. And, of course, all the usual things here. So you're going to get a champion rune. You're going to get a belt. You're going to get a book. And you can also get a rune satchel. So each class has one of each of their items. You also can get a tracery reclamation scroll if you want to redo your traceries on your LI. There's also a map straight here, but it's consumed on use, so might as well just come to Rivendell the normal way. Okay. And Enhancement Runes. Now, Enhancement Runes, we're going to discuss what they are and what they do. You notice there's different levels, and there's 3 kinds that you can see here for every level. Technically, there are 4 kinds for every level, but you can't barter for them here. You see yellow, and again, it follows the usual progression the game does. Yellow, purple, cyan, which is not teal, people. It's cyan. And then the gold or the legendary ones, you generally can only get them in very special circumstances. Standing Stone has been pretty upfront about saying, by the way, This is not intended for casual players. You want to do group content to get these bad boys, and I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with them having snuck a gold tracery into the epic quest line. For those characters who have already completed it are out of luck, so I hope Standing Stone makes good on that, because that would not be fair. Because if it's one of the easiest ways to get said gold tracery, it kind of sucks. Anyway. So we're not going to buy any enhancement runes because, as you remember, we got a crap ton over here. Alright, first thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to buy our LIs. We're going to go back to page 2, to the champion items. Now, the LIs start at level 45, and you're going to use the same LI throughout your entire lifetime now, which is the way LIs, in my mind, in terms of lore, should have been from day one, back when Moria first came out in 2008. But, whatever. It took them 14 years. They got there. 13 years. So I want to pick one of the champion weapons. So you want to choose based on a couple different things. One is, okay, how can you equip it cosmetically? Like, what cosmetic overlay might you want to have on it? So if you want to do a sword, you might want to get a sword. However, if you're trying to squeeze out more of, something that matches your playstyle, again, the axes will have, a chance to lower your target's armor. Clubs will lower their attack speed. Daggers will give you a +1 auto attack critical hit chance. Hammers will lower their EV. And these are not that much, quite frankly. Will not generally tip the balance whether you survive or not. Okay, so pick whichever you feel comfortable picking. And again, unless you're doing this as part of a raid group or something, pick what best suits you. You, right there. Look at that. I have a sunbeam. Oh, I have a sunbeam on the wall. So let's drown it out. Boop. That did not do that. Good times. Alright. It's the sunbeam. We'll just have to deal with it. This is why I don't stream during the day anymore, people. Though I do like the fact that I don't have to turn my key light on. Alright. Anyway. Let's pick a weapon. So I normally go with swords as this character. So we'll look at the Champion Sword of Legends right here. It increases your parry chance 1%. So again, not that huge of a deal. And don't panic that it says minimum level 45. Again, you're going to choose a weapon and it's going to stay your weapon until you die. So unless you do want to have 2 weapons, which again, unless you're top end rating, you really shouldn't worry about having that. I really am annoyed that I'm getting a sunbeam on here. And there's not much I can do about it because it's the entire window. Hi, kitty cat. It's actually a hole in the curtain in my window that I need to fix. Hi. Hello. Look at the kitty. Let's put the kitty over there. It's a kitty. We has a kitty. And again, one thing I also want to make clear here is this is not to put down the notion of min-maxing. It's just like so many people aren't into the min-max thing. So what I'm trying to show you is how the system works and how you as a non-min-maxer can navigate the system and get something that you like, right? And if you're looking to try to get best in slot, I am not the person to talk to. Because you want to talk to somebody like Strimtom, Chromite, some of the top end folks. Watch Gingin. Louis 7 has a good one. So basically, talk to the folks who raid a lot and are used to tweaking their characters to get the most amount out of it. I am not that person, so again, and there's nothing wrong with doing that way. Again, there's nothing wrong with doing it my way either. If I'm having fun and it's not affecting anybody else, who gives a damn what I'm doing right? All right. So I'm going to buy a sword. And you notice the prices of your base LIs are just 200 ancient script. So we're going to buy a sword. And since I'm a champion, I'm going to buy a legendary class item. I'm going to buy a champion's rune. And you'll notice there are no ages. First, second, third age don't matter. Don't count. Nobody cares. So those are done and over. Okay, once you got your 2 allies and you're ready to go, you notice they're still red because you can't equip them while you have your old allies equipped. Okay, good times. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we are then going to talk to the nice lady again. We're going to open our legendary item forge. You will be able to reforge your allies every 10 levels, the same as you did with the old allies. And you'll be able to rename them. You just won't really pick what your allies are doing. You'll just reforge them, and then they will increase based on your level. Okay? So you don't have to worry about what level the ally is. You just reforge it, and then it will automatically bump it up to your current level. So we're going to name it... what am I going to name it? My current sword is named Justice. Justice! So we're going to call it Justice, because I'm a dork like that. And you notice the cost. 17 gold to reforge, but I'm level 140. So 17 gold to reforge it from level 45 to level 140. Alright? 17, almost 18 gold. So when you're doing this in the wild and you start at level 45 and you reforge it at like level 55, level 65, etc., you're not going to pay that much gold, right? You're going to pay less than a gold each time, right? Alright, so 17, 800 and whatever gold, boom, done. Okay. Now we see our item. Oh, look at that damage without even, again, without even slotting anything on it. The base DPS rating is that. That ain't bad, people. To be fair, I'm a level 140 because I'm on Bull Roar, so I auto-leveled myself to 140 in the Isengard Tavern. That's not bad, is it? Alright. I'm going to do the rune. What was my rune called? Rooney, because I'm so clever. Alright. Now, unlike the old system, you can't rename them unless you're reforging them, because they don't have the cute little thing on the thing that you can use to rename stuff. So, for example... Oh, stop that. Again, 17 gold and 8 whatever. Alright. So, you notice you can rename your item here. We don't have that in the new system. Whether that comes in the new system, don't know. I don't think it's a high priority. I'm pretty sure it's not a high priority. But again, you can come back the next time you reforge it and rename it at that time. Okay, so we've got our 2 items reforged. And you notice my incoming healing rating is over twice what I had before. Somebody has the /Gandalf emote on them. Good job. Alright. And so, as you level up, when you first start your very first character, they're all going to have one of the flag slots. I'm going to do this. Here we go. You're going to have one of these. These are your Heraldric Tracery slots. 1 per item. And then you're going to get 2 other slots. These are going to be your... I won't tell you. Well, we'll show you. Because we're going to take your items, and we're going to use this little box here. This was how you slot, unslot, and place existing essences. They're using the same tech. So you're going to take your item, you're going to drag it over here. Boom. And it's going to open up your LI thing to where you can see what it's actually doing. And so you have your Heraldric Tracery, 1 per item. Okay. And this is where the most of your stuff's going to come from. The next 2 are Words of Power. And these are going to be things that are going to inform, like, your secondary main stats, right? And then Word of Mastery is kind of like your current legacies. Like, you're going to pick... honestly, I wish the Word of Mastery would be below Word of Craft, because I tend to do all of these others and then do the Mastery ones last. So we're going to go take a look at them. Bearing in mind, I've got 29 of these bad boys, so it means I could do 29 of any of these and increase what I get. So these will allow me to buy better goodies. And it's the same. You're going to get traceries out in the wild that are going to help you with various things. Hang on. Somebody's pinging me in a Discord. I want to say what's going on. Oh, somebody's just replying to a comment I made. Anyway, back at the ranch. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. He is purring. He is full of purr. Right, I need my keyboard, cat. Ugh. All right. So we're going to take our ally. We're going to go into this other room. And we're going to see, again, Heraldric Traceries, which is the big one. For some reason, they're Welsh. The red dragon is a Welsh symbol. Okay. And then you've got Word of Craft, which are the ones at the bottom. And then you've got your Word of Power. So we're going to go pick our Heraldric Trace. Cat, you know, I'm going to make you move. I love you, but you're going to go in your chair. Alrighty. So you start at the top with the Heraldric Traceries, and you notice the prices. This is the low end. So the drop-down box is going to help you. So these are the tiers that you want to keep an eye out for. So for example, if you're level 85, you're going to want to wait till level 86, 84, 85. If you're about ready to hit, 86, or you're getting to 86, or you're about to hit 85, wait till you get to 86. If you're getting close to 100, wait till you're 101. If you're getting close to 105, wait till you're 106. If you're getting close to 115, wait till you're 116. If you're getting close to 121 or 120, get to 121 first. So... And on here, you're going to see 131 because hello with is Buller. And I think these are available on live, but you can't slot these yet. All right. So again, wait for your appraisal until you make the next level. Except Chromite has gone in on Bullroar and verified that if you appraise at level 140, you still get the same stuff at level 131, whatever. So... it's safe to appraise your stuff on live now. Don't wait till 131. Okay? All right. So, we're going to pick the top of the line here as much as I can do. And we'll take a look at these things. So, they're grouped by uncommon, which is yellow. Rare, which is purple. Incomparable is cyan. Legendary is gold. That's the same way things work in the game now, so it's not anything new. And it will show you what you can get and how much they cost. So, your common yellow traceries are 200 ancient silver. If you go for the rares, it's going to be 600. And if you go for the incomparables, you need 1200 per, and you need the shattered tracery. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I've got a Gundabad tracery, so we're going to use the Morgul ones. It's okay. We're not going to be fussing about it too much. So, these are the ones that are going to be coming out with the Gundabad expansion, which again launches on November 10th. November 10th. I took the day off work, so of course I'm fairly sure they're going to wind up delaying because I took the day off work. It's fine. I need a Wednesday off anyhow. Anyway. So, we're going to go back to the ones that we can buy. And then you got your legendary. The ones that are gold. And then you need a cracked Gundabad tracery. So, gold. So, you only need an extra item for the cyans and the golds. And as you can see, we're going to go back to the 121s. You notice I can buy these because I got fragmented Morgul traceries out of my goodies. Okay. I'm actually kind of... I'm thinking about something, but I'm not going to worry about it. So basically, here's what you're going to look at. Now, of course, your uncommon to rare to incomparable to legendary, each one is more powerful down the line. So, again, that just makes sense. So, I can buy the incomparable ones for 121. So, we're going to look at these. And so, these are based on your basic class stuff. I'm going to move my examination tooltip here. I'm going to move this up a bit. Come on, behave. All right. So these are basically based on your class, your class primary skill, like might, vitality. Okay, so we've got, this is your might class. This is, the animal names are pretty much what you would expect in any particular MMO. It's like, lion is basically a DPS, fighter. Serpent's going to be an agility class. Eagle is going to be a will class. Ox is going to be your tanky. Because you notice you get more vitality than might on the ox than you do the lion. This is more might, less vitality. And you get less physical mastery rating on the tanky one. That's kind of interesting. All right. And it tells you the max and the minimum level for the item. So you want to pay attention to a couple things. The minimum and maximum level and the enhancement limit. We'll come to the enhancement limit here in a minute. All right. And then you've got the sparrow, which is your other agility one. The bears, which is your Healy might class. So that'd be like for your Bjorning. Hello, bear. The bears. And you got the owl, which is your will-based healers. And so these are all you have for that particular tier. Now, before you start buying everything else, you want to take into account how many of these fragmented, cracked, whatever traceries that you have. Because you can only spend 29 of them tops, right? Well, I can because that's all I have. So again, we're going to go back to my weapon. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And right now it is a bit clunky on being able to, examine, because you can't examine 2 of these at once. You can only do 1 at a time. And so we had 11 on that one. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this has 12 slots. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The weapon has 11 slots. Now these slots will increase based on your level. Like if you're just starting out, you're just going to get, everyone gets 1 heraldic, and then you might start out with 1 word of power, 1 or 2 words of mastery, 1 word of craft, and then when you hit certain levels, then you'll unlock additional tiers of those. I'm currently at max level, so I get all of them. So we got 12 on one and 11 on the other. That makes 23. Yeah, 23. So I will be able to spend, for all of my traceries, I'll be able to buy the incomparable ones without running out. And again, notice the traceries are bound to account. So if you don't spend down all of them on one character, you can then send over the leftovers to your alt. And help boost them up if that alt hadn't leveled up as high. Okay? So you do kind of want to plan things out, especially if you want to, spread the wealth and make sure that your lesser played characters, or the ones whose allies were lagging a bit previously, are going to be able to max up their stuff. Okay? All right. So we're going to buy... stop it. We're going to buy the Heraldry of the Lion. One thing you want to bear in mind is you notice these heraldries, the heraldries, are not unique. Some of the other ones will be unique, and you want to keep an eye on that. So we're going to buy the heraldry of the lion. So you can have, each of your allies can have the same heraldry if you want them to. So I don't have any particular need of heraldry of the ox. I mean, unless I wanted a little bit more tanky, or a little bit more vitality just, you know, to keep myself alive, then that might be a thought. But if you're primarily going to be in your face attacking all the things as a champion, a red line champion, or even a yellow line, you're probably going to want to get 2 heraldries of the lion and go for the might to increase your abilities versus the vitality to keep you alive, because if they die first, then you don't need to stay alive, right? Okay, so I'm going to get this one, and I'm going to get 2 of them, and they do stack. And then what we're going to do is we're going to slot them. You notice if you click and drag, it sparkles to tell you where it goes. And you kind of have to aim correctly. So if you go here, it don't work. So you want to do this. So you can drag the stack and it will only take the one you need. And then it gives you the dialog box. So there we go. Look at that. That's nice. And what I tend to wind up doing is I tend to flip-flop between my 2 items. So I do the heraldries first, then I do the words of power next, and then I do the words of craft next, and I go like one item, and then I do the words of mastery last. So I'll do, you know, the heraldry on this one, and then I'll switch to the other one. And again, this is a clunky interface, and Standing Stone knows it. All right, that was the legendary item. That was the rune. So, whoops, let's do the weapon now. And it gets, you get one and you get one. I was actually running stairs with some folks from the L&B yesterday to get a friend of ours some gear. And I wound up getting the precise word of power needed for their... yeah, basically I got a really good archer's... word of whatever. We'll see what it is here in a minute. Okay, so we got those 2 done. And so the next thing we need to do, let's get this out of the way, is you can go word of craft or word of power. I tend to go word of power next. And words of power are basically broken down into 4 categories denoted by color. And I apologize. I'm not sure why I'm apologizing. I didn't design it this way. But if you're colorblind, this may be a little bit more difficult for you, and I apologize that that's a thing. There may be some colorblind options in the game to help out, but basically anything that's red is a DPS thing. It's like the lines in your thing here. All right, blue is defensive, red is gonna be heals. Heals. Red is your attacky DPS, yellow is support, and then blue for a healer is going to be your heals. So here we go. We've got your red attacky stuff. We've got your green healy stuff. You've got your yellow support stuff. And then you've got your blue defensive stuff. All right. And again, you do want to check the drop-down box because they do go by tiers as well. Good times. All right, so I want to choose the 121s, and again, I'm going for the incomparables. So there's 2 pages of these, and they're all the same thing, right? You're going to get your area effect attack criticals. You're going to get your healing. These are all exactly the same names. It's just the stats are higher. Okay, so you want to take a look at the options. And again, you got area effect attack criticals. And again, you want to keep an eye on that enhancement limit as well. Area effect attack damage. This would be good for your AoE attacky people. You got area effect healing. I don't honestly know why it says why it doesn't say area of effect, but whatever. You notice each of these say unique use. What that means is you can only have one of them. You can't have the same item on two different allies. Okay? Okay, air effect healing, healing criticals, target count, and you got your base morale multiplier, which this is actually good for anybody, especially if you are taking any sort of physical damage. So if you want to beef yourself up a little bit and maybe sacrifice a little DPS, it was recommended to me to get the base morale multiplier. Just saying. You got a block chance, again, that's in blue. You got your damage over time. So if you're a class that does a lot of bleeds, this one is good for you. And your dot criticals, also a good one. Evade, again, if you're trying to get away from things. You got your hots. You got your hot criticals. You got your incoming heal bonus. Again, this is not for, this is for if you're like duoing with a minstrel or a runekeeper or a Bjorni who's healing you. This would be something good to have, especially if you're tanky. So blue is generally kind of tanky stuff. And let's go to page 2. And partial evade chance, evade mitigation, parry chance, parry mitigation, incoming dot damage reduction. Physical is really good if you are in the middle of the fray. Ranged attack extension is really good if you are a hunter or another ranged DPS class. Ranged healing extension, good for your minis if you're going to be a blue line mini. Single target attack criticals, again, this is if you're going to be a red line champion, for example. Single target attack damage, also really good, because you do want to do more damage. Single target healing, probably more useful for a minstrel than anybody else, because they do a lot of actually they are single target healing for the most part. Okay, single target healing crits. Skill induction speed, this is also handy for your hunters. Alright, incoming damage reduction, tactical. This is really good for folks who wind up getting hit by enemy casters. Right? So it might be good to have one of those just to have one to help boost you a little bit there. So these are all you can get, these 2 pages. And again, it goes from common to rare, incomparable, legendary. And the legendary ones are intended to be for harder content for the most part. Again, Standing Stone has not announced anything about the gold tracery that's going to drop for anybody who does the end of Legend of Durin, chapter 4.9, where it now gives you a gold tracery. I know some folks are super salty about it. I'm not salty. I'm just kind of a little disappointed. I would like to see them pull off a retroactive granting of that to anybody who's completed the quest. I don't know how much work that would be for them, but it would be very freaking nice of them to do so. Especially if it's going to be pretty much the only way for a landscape player to get those. However, they have said that there's going to be a new legendary reward track coming, and they haven't really said much about it. They've barely acknowledged that it exists, that it's just going to happen, but it sounds like it's a secondary way to get higher tier traceries without necessarily doing raids, ? So we'll see what that all turns out to. Maybe it's something that Severlin will talk about tomorrow. Again, for those watching after school or after the fact, Severlin will be on Court of the Rings tomorrow. Tomorrow it will be October 22nd. So that's the thing. All right. So Words of Power. Not to be confused with Words with Friends. So I didn't want that. I wanted to do this. So we have, it's better to slot, to start the process. So I've got 2 Words of Power on this one. and 3 words of power on the other. So I can buy 5 words of power. So let's pick some good choices for a red line champion. I'm kind of eyeballing this, not gonna lie. But I do want to actually start with the I do want to get the base morale multiplier. At lower levels, it's 4%. I think that scales up depending on where you are. So we're gonna get that. Okay. I definitely want area effect damage, attack damage. So more damage. So there's 2. Add to my criticals. There's 3. Okay. I don't do a lot of dots with my character, I'm not gonna lie. I don't do a lot of things that cause bleeds. Pretty much everything that I use is basically damage right up front, so there really isn't much by way of bleeds. Okay, and keep an eye on these numbers. Like brutal damage, first strike is 44,000 damage. Okay. So the dots really aren't that important to me. So let's go for the things that could be better. Let's go to page 2. I think the single target attack criticals and single target attack damage is also a good choice here. But I kind of really do want to get that tactical incoming damage reduction. That would probably be a decent thing to do. But I think what I'll do is I will go with the single target attack criticals. So we're going to go with 1 blue and 4 reds. This will be fun. Alright, criticals and damage. Alright, so we spent 5, we got 5 words of power. And so, again, there's got to be a less clunky way to do this, but it is what it is. Alright, and it doesn't actually matter which one goes where. Honestly, it's whatever you prefer. I'm just going to put that there. Base morale multiplier, area effect. Well, I'll put both of the area effect attack crits on the same one. That way they kind of match, right? And you notice this number over here? It says 400 to 465. That will be important. Well, I'll show you how in just a minute. However, I got people in chat I should say hello to. People talking about food. As, you know, this is a Lord of the Rings online stream. You gotta talk about food. We've got Elda and Ski and Lee Nightingales waving the flag. Waving the pride flag. Hell yeah. Alright. Back to our tutorial. Alright, we're going back to our rune. Rooney. And again, you drag it, it sparkles, you drop it down, and you gotta aim very well. So if you're one of those boys who has a problem hitting the toilet correctly and you hit the seat, you need to learn how to aim, gentlemen. Just saying. Alright. And you notice you can unslot them for a mithril coin. I don't know how much. Well, let's find out. Nope, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's actually leveling. Unslotting will cost 10 mithril coin. 10 mithril coin to unslot a single tracery. Okay. So we've got our words of power selected. Even though words of mastery are next, since I'm in this room, I like to go to the words of craft next. Okay, and these are shiny. These are where you're really going to get down into the weeds on how your character is going to do. So again, we're going to go for the 121s, and these have Uncommon, rare, incomparable, legendary. We're going for the incomparables because that's all I can afford. And let's double check again and see what we have. We have 2 on this one, and we have 2 on this one. So I can buy 4. You can buy more if you want to kind of trick out your weapon, like do one build one time and you decide you don't like the build, you want to redo it, you can do that. You can either drag a tracery onto an existing one to destroy the current tracery, or you can spend the mithril to unslot your existing tracery and then slot the new one. It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not your mother. Okay, so we're going to buy 4 Words of Craft. Now, what are these? We've got Empowered Blades. That's physical mastery rating. That sounds like something really good to have as a champion. We've got Empowered Block. This is definitely good for tanking. Empowered Destruction. I'm kind of guessing this would be a good one for minstrels in terms of just, you know, justice reigns from above kind of deal. Empowered Evasion. Again, good for tanky. Empowered Parry. Again, good for tanky. Wizardry. This will be good for your lore masters, your tactical mastery rating. Also good for minstrels if you want some tactical mastery on top of crit. Then Exemplary Block. How is this different from the other block? Okay, so this is 17,000 block rating, and this one is 17,000 block rating. What's the difference? The enhancement limit's the same, 499. Maximum is the same. So they're the same. Pick whatever you want. And you notice these traceries are disenchantable and for a much smaller amount than you can spend for them. So it looks like it's a factor of 10. Like you get 1/10 of the reward back if you disenchant them. All right. Lane Nightingales with the sub. Hello, Lane Nightingales. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. We got evasion. We've got parry, dodge, parry, thrust. Okay, never mind. Okay. Physical mitigation. So this is an armor option. So this is also good for your tanky sorts or the folks who need a little bit more armor. Grand willpower. Really good for tactical mitigations. So that's helping you resist tactical attacks. Or, you know, you get a resistance rating, you got perfect accuracy, so for your finesse classes, that's going to be good for your, that'll be good for your hunters, I do believe. So whatever class normally uses finesse, use that. Healing, this is for your outgoing healing. Then there's precision, again, crit rating, good. Recovery, good. And that's incoming healing if you're the recipient of other people's heals, also good. Now, the Ascendant ones are the ones that are a little bit interesting. The Ascendant ones have set bonuses on them. Okay, so you want to keep an eye on this sort of thing. So if you're lower level, the Ascendant ones aren't going to be all that awesome because you can only do 2 of them. But, again, when you get higher level, you get more Word of Craft slots, and therefore you can then do a 4 set bonus thingy. So, here's what you're looking at. Ascendant Flame is 2 of them get you 15% fire type damage, and 4 of them get you 15,400 tactical mastery rating. Ascendant Frost is frost type damage and finesse rating. Okay, so this one's tactical mastery, this one's finesse rating with frost. Ascendant Light is crit and outgoing healing. And Ascendant Lightning is the freaking shiny one. This one is 15% lightning type damage and 16,000 critical rating. Now, I did see Chromite posted some of his allies and he had Ascendant Lightning on everything. I'm like, but you're not a Runekeeper. He had on a hunter. I was very confused. I guess the lightning type damage really didn't matter. Honestly, I thought the light type damage would be better, but this is Ascendant Light sounds like a minstrel thing to me. So you want to get, I can get 4 of these, so I am going to go with the ones that make sense for a champion, because I'm not doing any caster stuff. Again, crit rating is pretty cool, 16,000 crit rating versus this one is Physical Mastery. This one is 14. Again, this is a min-maxi thing, right? If you want the maximum crit rating, you're going to want to go down here to choose Ascendant Lightning because it's got the highest crit rating if you get all 4 of them as Ascendant Lightning, right? But if you're not interested in the set bonus all that much, and you want to kind of mix and match the other ones up here, then you can go like Empowered Blades for champion to get your physical mastery up a bit more, and then add Empowered Destruction for your, your crit rating. Then you can spend like 2 and get some more over here, and get 2 of these and get even more crit rating. So, I mean, if you're trying for a champion base, I would honestly go with Empowered Blades for the physical mastery rating. And then get Destruction. And then you can also add block, evade, BPE. Any of these can also help as well. Or you can get some physical mitts. Or you can get some tactical mitts. And you can also take a look at your current character sheet to kind of get you an idea of what you're currently building into and what you might want to get. Right? So don't laugh at my numbers. I'm a casual. It's fine. But say you like where you are right now and you kind of want to build into that. So you want to take a look at these numbers and say, well, I want to put some more here, or I need some more finesse, or I need some more of that. And you can also hover over these and these will tell you what they do for you. So I probably, see, I don't do tactical damage, so I don't really need tactical mastery, but I definitely want crit rating and physical mastery for sure. Because I do want to increase my melee damage. So these are 2 very important things for me. So based on that, I'm going to go for the ones that make the most sense for a champion. Again, I'm not interested in the set bonus. If you are and you want to min-max into the set bonus, go with the Ascendant options, but you're not going to get anything unless you get all 4 of them. All 4 of them being the Ascendant Lightning one. So I'm going to go with Blades for one of them. Destruction. And I can get 2 more. Do I want... kind of debating Precision. Oh, where's the one that had... And you can also double up on these. So let's say I wanted to buy 2 of these and 2 of the other one. You can do that. Again, these don't say unique on them, so you can double these up however you want. You can have all 4 be the same kind. So we're going to get another one of these and another one of these. Again, this is Bull Roar, so it doesn't actually matter what I do. I will probably do things differently when I go on to live. Okay, let's slotty mix slot. Okay, legendary items. I'm going to do one of each. It doesn't scroll down. Let's scroll all the way down. Alright, here you go, sparkly. Yeah. And one thing, it doesn't scroll down, like if you use your mouse wheel to scroll down on that, it doesn't scroll while you're, Okay. There we go. Got our words of mastery selected for that item. Let's do the weapon. There we go. Okay, and finally what you do, well, not finally, but the next thing you do to fill in your slots on your weapon, besides running into the wall, is you're going to come out here to this room, back to the original room, and you're going to pick traceries based on your class. And no, they are not alphabetized in any way, shape, or form. Shame on you, Standing Stone. If I were diagnosed with OCD, I would be probably tripping out right now. You can actually click on the one above here. Kind of. There we go. All right. Now, for those who do legacies, these will look familiar to you. And again, we're going to go for our 121s because that's what I can do. I can afford. So, again, uncommon, rare, incomparable, legendary. We're going to go for incomparable. And these will be based on the legacies that you're used to in the old system. Most of them are pretty much the same damn names. So what you want to do is go to your current allies. So I hope you haven't thrown them away yet. And you want to see what legacies you have on them. And if you had screwed up at any point, this is where you can make it better. So, and this is where you're kind of going to want to plan out what you're doing a little bit more. So we're going to go take a look and see how many of these words of mastery that I can select. Again, clunky UI is clunky. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the weapon. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the rune. Now this may not be the same for each LI. Like your class item may only have 4 of these or 5 of these, and your main one has 5 and 6. So it really depends. So you definitely want to count them first. So 6 here, 6 there. So I have 12, and so I have 18 fragmented Morgul traceries from what I did before. So I can buy 18 incomparables. So I only need 12. So that's good. Now, in the case where you do not get enough of these incomparable traceries to then buy the incomparable traceries, then what you would want to do is choose the ones that you want to enhance the most. You know, figure out how many of these fragmented Morgul traceries or, Gundabad traceries or whatever. Figure out how many of them you have, and then figure out which ones are the most important to use those items on. If you have more of these traceries than you have slots to fill, you're golden. If you have fewer, you're going to have to make decisions. And those decisions are going to be based on what you want to do. You can follow some guides. Again, if you're looking to do best in slot, please, for the love of God, love of Eru, consult an actual theory crafter / min-maxer. They will know the best of the best of the best with honor, sir. I'm just going to go with what makes sense for my class, the way that I play it, because, again, I'm not doing group content on the regular, so it doesn't actually, I don't need to be best in slot, and that's okay. All right? That's one thing I would love for people to understand is it's okay. I give you permission. I'm going to borrow Sparrow Alden's permission wand. She has a permission wand. I grant you permission to not be upset or guilty because you're not best in slot if you're not trying to be best in slot. Okay? It's okay to not min-max. Again, nothing wrong with min-maxing. If that's what you want to do, knock yourself out, have fun. I hope you get where you need to go. But if that's not what you want to do, if you just want to, if what you get fun out of is playing the game on landscape, having, maybe dueling with your best friend or your significant other, you're not going to need best in slot. Simple. So don't stress out over it. Please, please take a deep breath. And just make the best choices based on how you want to play and how you enjoy playing the game. All right. So that being said, I am going to do this and this. I'm going to pin these so I can take a look at them, because what I will want to do is these two items I actually have pretty much the way I wanted them in the old system. So I'm going to want to match my words of mastery to my legacies here. Now, we do know as champions our crit damage multiplier has gone bye-bye. We are all very sad. However, Standing Stone has said that the intention is that all the other stuff, the boosts they've been putting on everything else, and our baseline, what is it, 30% damage increase, should make up for that. All right. Let's take a look and see what we got. We have Adamant Invincible Duration, Unbreakable Damage, Battle Frenzy cooldown, Blade Wall damage, Bracing Attack heal, Brutal Strikes damage, Devastating Strike, yes! Dire Need cooldown, Power cost, Ebbing Ire cooldown. And again, these are depending on what skills you tend to use the most, right? Alright. Do I have here nothing? I fight on. Whatever. Not gonna worry about it. Alright. So as a champion, what I have is I definitely want Devastating Strike damage. So we're gonna start down the list. Do I have a Blade Wall damage? This is kind of like playing Fish. You know, Go Fish, the card game. Do you have a 3? Do you have 3s? No, Go Fish. Okay, do I have Blade Wall damage? Yes. We'll buy one of those. Do I have a Bracing Attack heal? Hell yeah! I love Bracing Attack heal. Okay, do I have Brutal Strikes damage? Heck yeah. Do I need more space in my inventory? Oh yes. So again, I'm going to throw some stuff away so I can make space for my new stuff. Again, I'm on Bull Roar because once we're done with this, we're going to go take a crash course, a crash run through Gundabad, because holy shit, Gundabad looks amazing. Alright. Alright, that should give us enough space. Okay, so we got Brutal Strikes damage. Alrighty. And do we have a hell yeah, Devastating Strike? Yes. Yes. Okay, Dire Need cooldown we do not have. That being Ire, Exchange of Blows, Fear Nothing. Feral Savage Strikes, yes. Ferocious Strikes cooldown. I have a cooldown for it, yes. But it also has... Ooh, it has a damage on it? Hell yeah, I'll take that. Okay. Fight on crit Fury of Blades. I do have that. Damage from Fervor, yes, and Azimite. That's nice. Okay. One thing we also want to keep an eye on is we're gonna keep this up so we can see these will be changing. All right. Back to our things over here. Great Cleave duration, hamstring damage, and Horn of Gondor damage. I do not have that one. Okay, we'll hold off on that. Merciful Strike damage. Yes, please. Wait, do I have that one? Remorseless. Where's my Merciful Strike? Oh, it's right there. I should probably use that more often because that actually does bleed. Okay, Merciful Strike damage. Unfortunately, there is not a way to sell things back to get your stuff back, which is kind of unfortunate. Okay, Raging Blade damage. Heck yeah, shing shing, buddies. Shing the hell out of the shings. Okay, Remorseless Strikes. Yes. And that is all of them on page 1. Let's go to page 2. Okay, Rend Armor. This one is really good if you are primarily yellow line. Riposte damage is okay. Sprint, sudden defense cooldown. Yep. Swift strike, blade damage, and power costs. Yes, I have that one. Wild attack damage. I have that one. And that's it. Okay, so how many of these things do I actually have? Oh, wow, they're all way down here because they count as essences. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. Perfect. Awesome. All right, so we're going to slot them on our weapon. Looks like we've got our rune up first. And it doesn't matter which one goes where. So we're going to slot that one. We're going to slot this one. I'm going to slot this one. I was talking about aiming and did not aim properly. Okay, so the rune is completely full. How much does it cost to unslot all of these? 120 mithril coin. And you can use mithril coin to boost this number until it hits this maximum. But wait! Don't do it yet! There's another way to do this. Alright, let's go do the weapon. Where's my weapon? This is one thing I hate about auto sort is I can never do this the right way. Alright, let's do the weapon. And again, keep an eye on these numbers because these are going to change. Alright, 1 potato. 2 potato. Potatoes. 3 potato. 4 potato. 5 potato. And 6. Okay. There we go. So I've got all these done. Now it's time to equip our new LIs. So again, I still haven't unslotted my old ones, but now I have to if I want to use the new ones. And so you have to unslot both of your old LIs, not counting the bridle. You can keep your bridle equipped, nobody cares. And then you can slot in your new LIs. Look at those numbers. Look at those numbers. And you notice these now have the red border that says you can't put them back. Now you can, I think. Let's find out. Let's see if it lets me re-equip my old LIs. Yeah, it does. Oh no. It's going to give you the warning that they can no longer be slotted, but that doesn't... You can equip them, you just can't slot them anymore. So, my crit rating, 63,000 and something and change. So I'm going to keep an eye on that number first of all. So my crit rating went up to 670,000. Sexy. And my morale went up by 26,000 points. So that's kind of cool. All right, so we got our new LI slotted. So what now? Okay. Now's the part where you can then trick them out even further. And that's where the enhancement runes come in. Now, the way these things work is, you notice this enhancement rune has a limit of 430. This one has a limit of 440, which means this item goes up to 465. So there's going to be like 25 levels I will not be able to level up with the 121 stuff. Okay, I will need to get the 131 stuff to finish that out. And the current max is supposed to be $4.99. So the way these work is you can use 1 rune per item. And the way you want to use them is you're going to want to go to yellow/common first. Then use your purples. Then use your cyans. And then use your golds. So that's a thing. So, what we have here is 1,289 enhancement runes, but they have a limit of 430. So what I want to do is I want to use my purples first to get this item up to the 430 on each one of these things. And then I'll switch over to my cyans to get it up to 440. So here's how this works. Boom. You take your item, you click on the shiny thing, boom. It's going to tell you, do you want to use this? Yes, Mom, I do. And then it will tell you how many you can actually use. And then you just use as many as it will let you. And it will let you go to the maximum item of the rune, if that is lower than the maximum of the item. If your item has a higher max, you're going to need a more sexy rune to go further. So let's use them all. And now this says 430 out of 465. You can, if you want, spend mithril to go further. I do not. But I'm curious how much that costs, so let's find out. How many levels do you want to purchase? I can go up to 35. And that would cost me 70 mithril coin. So you can max this out without the higher level runes. You just can do it for mithril. You can also, remember, you can also buy them from this nice person over here. Again, I don't want to get out of here. Let's talk to the nice person whose name apparently is Legendary. Remember, you can buy enhancement runes up to the cyan level for ancient script. So, like, the maximum you can get for a 121 plus character is for 180 ancient script. You can buy enhancement runes. Again, legendaries are not tradable by this happy fun person. You have to earn them, and I'm okay with that. Okay. So we're not going to spend the mithril coin. We are going to continue spending these because I have a ton of them. It's going to be 30 per pop. But again, I have over 1,200, so I'm pretty good. And if you notice, once it is maxed out to how far your runes here can go, the runes down here can go, it won't glow when you drag the runes over. See, you drag the runes, the AoE attack damage does not glow, but AoE attack criticals does. So we do this. Alright. And you just do this for all of them. All of your traceries can be increased to the maximum level of your rune. And so we're done with that. We're going to go to Gundabad. And I'll segment that out in the VODs so they are two separate bits of details. And you notice, look how these numbers are changing, by the way. So this is 1,300, 13,800 physical mastery. And then when I bounce it up to 430, that becomes 20,000. It's pretty damn sexy. All right. And the final one on this item is right here. And again, you want to make sure you're doing the math so that you're not blowing your stuff too soon. Be good, chat. Actually, don't be good. I'm not on the official right now. If you want to make naughty jokes, I don't give a shit. Because I know damn well you thought them. Because I thought them. Naughty jokes are funny. In the appropriate spaces. This is an appropriate space right now. So, insert your dick jokes here. Ha! I said blowies. Okay, so one of my weapons took about 300 of these enhancement runes to go 30 levels for every item on it. And then I can get another 10 levels out of my cyans, and I have 200 of those, so let's see. Here goes 10. Here goes another 10. And again, this is a pretty clunky UI. I'm not going to lie, not going to sugarcoat it for you. It is what it is. But as a first iteration of the system, I find it, once I went through it on a character that wasn't important and could see the method the pattern of it, it does make a hell of a lot more sense. And look at my might number, man. Oof. That's getting shiny. All right. And the higher level your character is, the more slots you have to deal with, so the UI gets even more clunky. I believe Standing Stone is working on making this better, but for now, on October 21st, 2021, this is okay. It's functional, it's just not pretty. Yeah. You can't right click on them because they will say, you don't have any valid items to use it on. And it's like, well, yes I do. It's just the right click. I wish the right click did work, actually. Okay, so now my weapon has been fully kitted out without spending any mithril. Okay? And the UI looks terrible. So, for an item that has no... Again, it doesn't show up properly in the hover over, but... let's get these out of the way because I'm done with them. And again, this looks like a mess, but in terms of where my character stands, this is a crap ton better than what I had. Not gonna lie. Now, again, if I only had my 2 old LIs and hadn't leveled them up very much, I'm not gonna get as much of a return out of them. So let me finish leveling up the rune. Alright. Again, we're going to go with the purples first. Purple! Because, you know, purples is best if you ask Elda, right? Right? And by the way, Elda's going to be on the official here in about an hour and a half. Wait, Elda, are you streaming tonight? I don't know if you were taking a break tonight because of your recent visit to surgery. Not tonight. Okay, fair. Actually, I could have streamed during your normal slot. It would have been fine, but it's fine. I actually do want to play Legends later tonight instead. I'm not gonna lie. Because I gotta do some grinding in Legend of Zelda Wind Waker to get ready to go into the Tower of the Gods. So we're gonna have fun with that. I'm gonna enjoy it. I love Zelda. Okay. Again, you go yellow, piss yellow, to purple, to cyan, which is not teal. No matter who tells you it's teal, it's not teal. And then to legendary. Whoa, hello. I didn't get this one. Well, now I get this one. And legendary is gold. And somewhere Mr. Bill Champagne is smiling whenever you say gold. It's an in-joke from his stream. If you didn't know, LotRO's composer and head of QA Bill Champagne does stream occasionally. He does not stream LotRO or DDO, even though he has composed music for both of them and is the head of QA for LotRO. Okay, so we're done with all of those. Yep, I think we're done. I think we're all done on the 430. Again, you do want to, do your due diligence and double check things. All right, and now we do our cyans. Signs everywhere. No, let's not do it. Let's not sing that song. I might actually run out of science. Might. No, I might have it. No, it's only 10. Yeah, I think I'll have it. Barely. So, basically, if you don't have multiple LIs to appraise, then you might run out of the scions before you're done. So you do want to be careful before you start throwing things willy-nilly onto your LI. Hey, my sister's streaming. Oh. Queensryche was your first band? Was that Queensryche? I think it was. Signs everywhere, signs locking up the scenery, breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that. Did you read the signs? Hair bands of the 80s were amazing. Okay, so again, I have spent 0 mithril on my items. I just appraised the ones I already had. I wasn't maxed out. I put some effort. I would say it was slightly better than average, where if there's like a bell curve of not doing anything, and then, you know, a scale from not doing anything to top of the line, maxed everything out as much as you could go, I'm probably somewhere in the middle, maybe a little bit better than the middle. A little bit, not much. And so what do we have left over? Having turned in all of those turned in all those LIs, and I still have 6 fragmented Morgul traceries, so I could get 6 more traceries that are incomparable. I have 749 enhancement runes of purples, and then I have 24 cyan enhancement runes, and I still have 6,800 ancient script. Now, any of these items can be used by any of my other characters on the same server, or if I do a shared storage transfer for 495 points, I can then send the shit to another server if I wanted to. So, as a character who basically didn't go top of the line, I think I did pretty well. Just as a comparison, my old LI was set to do 20,000 damage, 2,000 damage. My new LI starts off at 4,000 damage plus all the other goodies. So I think I'm going to be alright. I increased my morale. And now, boys and girls, it's time to go to Gundabad.